This is Morning Motivation for Educators on the Bee Podcast Network. Learn about all the shows at beepodcastnetwork.com. You'll hear from a variety of formal and informal educators who help put this podcast together. If you'd like to contribute your voice to this show, please go to morningmotivationedu.com to apply.
I'm Danielle Newfer, an educator for over 20 years who went up against 2 bouts of serious teacher burnout before finally realizing that I needed to share what worked and what didn't with educators everywhere. This is when Teaching Well was born. At Teaching Well, I partner with schools who recognize that when teacher well-being is prioritized, true teaching and learning can happen. And there's nothing more integral to building this kind of school culture than finding ways to care for yourself in the midst of all the school day hustle and bustle. Building in these moments is what this show is all about and what I hope to bring to you each time I get the opportunity to speak with you here. So with that, let's begin. Welcome, educators, to your Morning Motivation Podcast. Today we're embarking on a journey together, a journey of self-discovery, growth, and mindfulness. So grab your favorite coffee, take a deep breath, and let's dive in. Picture this. It's 2001. And the education landscape is shifting. The Twin Towers have fallen and No Child Left Behind becomes a law. A new teacher finds herself navigating these changes with what she calls a beginner's mind. She doesn't have all the answers, but she's open to possibility. That teacher was me. I didn't have that open mind right at the beginning, but I had to find it very quickly to figure out how to actually survive and then thrive as a new teacher. Now let's pause here. How often do we find ourselves stuck in our ways, clinging to what we know, even when it's not serving us or our students? If and when this inevitably happens, I invite you to consider another path, to embrace the beginner's mind once more. It's that mind that we have allowing us to know that we don't know it all. We can't know it all. There's got to be a different way. I battled that and accepted that when I came into the profession and really knew nothing about what the new landscape of education was. And then when I went through my first bout of teacher burnout, I really had to realize and admit that I had no idea how to do the job that I was actually intended to do. So what does this mean for your classroom right now? How can you embrace this beginner's mind? It means acknowledging where you are without judgment. Are you feeling overwhelmed, disengaged, or somewhere in between? Recognizing our current state is the first step towards transformation. And you want to do all of this without judgment. And here's the beauty of it. Mindfulness isn't a fixed state. It's a skill we can develop. It's like learning to walk. With practice, we can cultivate a sense of presence, both in and out of the classroom. So let's take some action. Grab a piece of paper and start writing. What are you already doing to support your students and yourself? And what do you need as an educator? With this list, hopefully you realize that you have more control than you may realize. You at least have some kind of control that you can then begin to make these changes. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Our perceptions of mindfulness and self-care. Are they just buzzwords, or do they actually hold real power to change? Again, just like that beginner's mind, like I had to do when I started teaching and had no idea what I was doing. I needed to challenge myself to let go of the preconceived notions and embrace exactly what was happening in my classroom. I challenge you to let go of your preconceived notions and embrace this beginner's mind as you begin to see what you have control over, what you can do, and empower yourself to make the changes that you actually can do. As we embark on this journey together, remember, we're shedding the unnecessary baggage, making room for growth and transformation. It's not about having all the answers. It's about being open to possibility. So educators, as you go about your day, carry this message with you. Embrace the beginner's mind. Cultivate mindfulness and watch as your classroom and your life transforms before your eyes. That's all for today's morning motivation. Join me next time as we continue our journey on the path of the mindful teacher. Until then, stay present, stay open, and keep shining bright. If this morning's motivation resonated with you, I'd love to connect with you more. Schedule a time to connect at teachingwell.life/call and check out the show notes to find out more about how we can partner together.
Thanks for listening. And whatever role you have in education, we have a podcast for you at bpodcastnetwork.com. Who among your friends and colleagues needs to hear this message today? Please share it with them right now.